Hello, YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight is Lift Your Spirits. So we'll give it a couple of minutes for everyone to dive in. So we stream this from Zoom. So I'm gonna just make sure. So we stream this over on Zoom, so there's a little bit of a delay. And if you've already bought the stamp set, when you bought the stamp set, you got a cool little Zoom link so that you could come over and join us there. If not, you can join us here on YouTube. And the whole idea of Lift Your Spirits is we take one stamp set and we use it lots and lots of different ways so that you can stretch your supplies. So I'm just getting everything loaded up so I can see all the different locations at the same time, all those things. So just give me a couple of minutes and let everyone jump in. And there. And make sure you stay till the very end because we will also have some winners and I give away some prizes and all those kinds of things as well. Although I have a prizes list over here. I need to make sure I put that in my office because I keep leaving it in here and then I don't have it down on my laptop. So put it right here. Hey, Mary. We have a few of you over on Zoom. We have more of you here on YouTube. Everyone's tuning in. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? Happy Monday. Got lots of fun things that we're going to be sharing tonight in line with Lift Your Spirits. And our stamp set we're going to be using is our Gothic Windows stamp set. So if you, I don't know why I can't leave comments on YouTube.
I mean, the easiest way to
I know, Elizabeth, I know. This whole Lift Your Spirit started during COVID, which is crazy to think now. So many years ago, but it's a fun time. And I'm gonna have the, how do I get to view it? I don't know why it's so difficult to view your own channel. Whole Lift Your Spirit started during COVID. I'm going to have the chat here. So if you don't already have the Gothic Windows, I'm going to put the link in the chat for you as well. And then we're going to start diving into different ways to use it. So there we go. There's the Gothic Windows. And we do have a cool little mini release for you tonight as well. So I'll be using some of these things along the way. So I'm going to put the link there now and then I'll post it during that as well. It's a little bit harder because I'm doing it all myself. And then remind me, because on Sunday, we have a retreat. We are doing a holiday crafting retreat. Hey, Laurie. We're doing a holiday crafting retreat. And you can join it for as little as $1. So you can just pay what you afford. That's the whole idea of it. And we are going to be doing some really fun things. I'm going to be showing you lots of different holiday crafting ideas. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone who's hopping in. So make sure you're joining us on Sunday as well. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's fully recorded. So if you sign up, you also get the recording as well. So you get access to all of that as well. So make sure you stay around to the end. And if you bought the stamp set, be sure to join us over on the Zoom because I'll be giving away prizes over in the Zoom room as well. So lots of things going on there. So I'm going to switch the view to my phone. Can everybody on, I know. Can everybody see my desktop down here as well? I just want to make sure it actually switches across. That works. There we go. I think that one worked. So it looks like you can all see my desktop down there. And I want to make sure I can see your chats as well. Yes, so it will be there as well. So tonight we're going to be using our Gothic Windows stamp set. So this is Gothic Windows. It's a really cool one. And whilst I designed it to be Halloweeny, I want to show you ways you can turn it into a very Christmassy stamp set and all kinds of different things as well. And I just wanted to show you. So here is the paint from when I did the live on Sunday. I've not cleaned my desktop. So I wanted to share with you. I'm going to use a little bit of matte magic. And look, it wipes straight off. These cleaners are just amazing, and it's all natural as well, so it's super nice to do too. So we're going to start off with just, I think, blending kind of a little bit of a more basic scene for our card front here. And I'm going to use some of our older sets as well. So I might throw in this one and this one. So all these elements are designed to fit perfectly with your Gothic windows on here as well. So it's all designed to kind of work together. And everything is sized to work perfectly. So let's start off by just stamping out one of our windows. Try this. Yep. So I think in a second it should switch back again. And I'm going to start off by prime timing this. So if none of you have prime timed before, let me show you. So this is my stamp set. It's brand new. I'm going to grab out some prime time because right now it's kind of sticky. Okay, and we're going to leave this for about 5 to 10 seconds. And what it's going to do is remove that sticky residue from when your stencil is new. Okay. Find me as soon as you're going to need something. I can't find it. Like running to grab a couple of things that I wanted to add in. So I've left this for about 10 to 15 seconds. And now we're going to take our little squid buddy right here. And he's got these little tentacles that get in between the stamps. I need a clouds stencil. You know the clouds with the circle in the middle? Spotlight? Yeah. Is it in here? No, then you just get me one in the packet. Because I don't know where all my stencils have gone. Taco helped me clean up and I don't know where it all went. Okay, so this is nice and clean. You see now how it's not sticky on this side, but because I kept the acetate on the back, this side will still be nice and sticky. So, all right, so let's start with this one. We're going to start with this one right here. And I actually want to do another version of this Lift Your Spirits and do it all in holiday ways to use this because I have so many ideas for this stamp set. It's so versatile. We can even use it for Easter and other things as well.
Where are they?
Yes, and we'll have to find them. I don't know. Taco tidied up. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
I'm going to use some Eclipse Black on here. Have my smusher out. I'm going to stamp it a second time just to firm up some of those areas. All right, so there's a nice thing. I'm going to use some Squid Buster. Actually, I want to stamp a quick second one on a piece of masking paper. So this is just regular masking paper. I have the Ultimate one. The Gina K one is great too. You can use whichever one works for you. And I'm going to cut it bigger. Like kind of card front sized-ish. But I'm just roughly cutting it like that. And I'm going to just stamp it. And it doesn't have to be a perfect image because I just need to see roughly where it is. Okay. And then we'll give this a nice good clean. And go from there. Hey, Carol. Hey, Deborah. Hey, honey. So we're actually going to use both parts of this mask, okay? So I'm just going to make a snip kind of like on one side of it, and I'm going to cut out the image. So normally I wouldn't care when I'm cutting out a mask if I like snipped off the edge, but you want to try and cut this out in one continual piece. Because you're actually going to use both pieces of the mask.
I don't know where it is, but we see two.
Look in the white bookcase. Did you look there everywhere?
Yes.
I know they're out there, Tills.
There's a basket of stencils, but it's not in there.
What about in the white bookcase? I lost all my stencils. We cleaned up. So I'm going to take the backing paper off of this. This is always the hardest part. Oh, you found it? Put it down.
Yeah, what was in the back? I couldn't see it.
But you've got nails, Tills. You might be able to do this.
Great.
Got it. I got it. I got it. Okay. So here is the outside piece of our mask. Okay. So this is normally the piece that we would throw away. And I'm going to, a little fuzzy on here. I'm going to place this around the outside of my window. And I'm going to make this one Halloweeny just because we're going to start off Halloween. We'll probably end up having to do a second class to turn this into a thing. You may well see this come out of the retreat at the weekend as part of our holiday crafting to make this a holiday version. So now everything around my window is protected, so I can build up my scene. So I'm going to take my dark woods right here, and I'm going to stamp some of it behind my window. And this is really fun. Hey, Melissa, because we can start building our scenes. And this can be a winter stamp or a holiday, fall, whatever you want to call it. So you can really use this particular one here for any occasion. I'm going to stamp it with some fog. Now, because I use the black on the front, unless I use something like embossing powder, I really don't have to do too much. Hey, Jen. So I'm going to just Stamp that one down. Give it a quick spritz with some Squid Buster. Cloth. And now let's go in our Gothic windows here. We have all these cool elements. We can kind of, so I actually like to work inside my MISTI sometimes because I just find it easier to kind of work with. So I'm going to just grab out a little block like this. And the first thing I'm going to do is stamp out my moon. So with my moon, I'm going to go in with some fog. I'm going to grab out my little glitter brush and just kind of dab in, you know, to kind of give it that moon shadow. And I even just want to add just a little touch of white pigment. Okay. And so I'm going to take my moon and stamp it somewhere around about here. And we'll kind of keep adding our details in. And stick these back on here as we go so I don't lose pieces. And then I'm going to add a few more little bits of branches of trees with fog. So just like up here where I was kind of missing. And then maybe we'll have like a little spider's web. And I'm going to grab out my little black ink brush. Just kind of add in some black. So just little areas where it might be a little bit stronger. You see it can kind of just go on the side of your window there. Maybe there's like a little bit just kind of protrudes out there. So you can kind of make it as gothic or as, you know, fun and fancy as you like. And then I want to add my little tabby cat down here. So here's my little tabby. And I think she's going to be some Grand Canyon. And she's going to have a little bit of black features. I just add in those little extra colors with my glitter brush. And then I'm going to stamp her down the bottom like she's looking out the window in the back there. So there's our little tabby cat kind of looking in. And my little cloth here. Maybe she's sitting looking out, maybe she's looking in, pretty sure. And then I want to add a little bit of detail. So I'm going to use my INKspired highlighter, and we're actually going to change the bottles. We had these bottles, but I found these ones and I actually like them a lot more. So you'll see in a minute, we've got some other things coming. I want to, so the INKspired has a gloss. It's very opaque and it's going to look just like the leading. And you see how fine this brush is? I can really get in there. Yeah, concentrate. And so you could go over as many of these lines as you wanted to. You'll see this kind of gives it that nice true gloss. You can kind of see the difference of the pieces I went over. And it's enough to give your eye that feel of like, oh, there's like something kind of going in there. If you wanted to, you could turn this into stained glass or, something like that. But I'm going to give this a quick little dry with my heat gun before we go to the next step. Where did my heat gun go? Sorry, I've got. No worries, Megan. So it's pretty much dry. But in the meantime, I'm going to grab out my little cloud stencil. And I'm going to take my icy mist and brush. Where's my icy mist? Chelsea, carnation. That's my icy mist. And as I say, I'm not worried. Oh, that bit wasn't quite dry. About going over the edges right now because we've got that masking paper in place. And you can see by stenciling in some color, you can start to, kind of make these things look a little bit more. I'm kind of scared to stencil over it. Be very careful here. And so what I'm just trying to do here is make a little bit. Oh, I'm spreading that didn't dry. So of course, when you're doing yours at home, you can make sure yours is dry first. You see how I'm just rotating the stencil around to get different aspects. And it just kind of adds that like spookiness in the background as well. So I'm loving how this is looking. So that's kind of like how my window's coming together on here. Now I'm going to take this and peel off my masking paper. Tonight I'm going to show you two different ways that you can create backgrounds with this. I wish we still had a brick stencil. So there's your piece, and you see now you got that perfectly like clean. So you could take this, lift it off, and put it on like a nice textured piece of paper or cardstock, or you can take the other part of your mask, which I have mine right here. So I'm going to just put this over the top like this. And we do have a brick stencil coming, but it won't be until our Christmas release. You have to come to the holiday retreat at the weekend for that one. And I'm going to grab my stencil. Let me grab my stencil book here. Oh, here's my little stencil binder. Maybe we can find something in here that will work. We've got my Hanukkah stencil. Oh, this is just Christmas. Oh. Oh, Christmas. Who wants a sneak peek of our little brick stencil? And we can use it this evening. I can show you a fun way that we can use it. Some fog. A fog brush. Hey, Karen. Use some graphic. Some flat white. Right, if you run and get it, I know where they are. Okay. I'm running. So I don't know what we're going to call this, like trio of textures or something, but I love this stencil. It's going to be in the holiday release. If you come to the retreat, you'll have access to it. And it has crackles, it has like these bricks, it has everything in it. So I really love versatile stencils. And I think this has so many things. And there's lots of things coming in Inktoberfest that are going to work so well with this. And with all the alchemy and everything, it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to start by just starting on here. I'm going to add some fog. And then like just to kind of give it that like oldie feel. Some frappe. And then just like little hints of flat white in here. And so you can see it's going to give you that illusion of these little fog pieces in here. It's an online retreat, Karen. I put the link, I don't know if I still have it paste. There you go. So I have just pasted it there. So you can come join us, and it's recorded as well. So whether you can join us at the time or you want to watch it later, we're going to craft for 6 hours. We take a lunch break, we have coffee breaks, we do prizes, all kinds of fun stuff. So what I did was just put a little bit of tape just to contain, but you can kind of see like if I just left it at the gray, but I want to kind of make it feel like you're looking at those stony walls. It reminds me of the house. We had a 400-year-old house in England, and it kind of reminds me of like those stony walls we had. And so, like some are a little bit brown, and So you can build it up here. So you can see. What's the temp in Sarasota? It's been in the 90s. It was the 90s the last few weeks, but today was like 76. Today was really nice actually. Like today was like the first time like, oh, it's starting to feel like it's cooling off and the humidity wasn't so bad. Like I sat waiting for Tilly at cheer and it wasn't too bad. But it's recorded, so because like Jen just commented that she has another event that day. So if you are gonna miss it, um, it will be recorded and you can watch it anytime. You'll get sent the recording. Usually I have the recording out a few hours after the event too. And we always do a store coupon and free shipping for attendees and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's well worth coming and it costs you $1 to sign up for it. So it's not super expensive. It's basically pay what you can afford. So every ticket is $1. So if you can afford $10, you can pay $10 to come. If you can afford 15, you know, whatever it is. So we can do that. Yeah, I sat this morning was nice and chilly too. Like I woke up and I was like, oh, it's actually cold out. So do you see, I'm just kind of just taking different colors and putting bits of them in. And it's fun because you can do like graffiti and things with this stencil. I have so many ideas for it. I'm really looking forward to kind of like exploring with this stencil because I think it's going to become one of those like must have it on hand at all times type stencils. But we'll see. So you put my lids on because otherwise I will get them all over everything with me. So that's like our little background piece on here. And I'm going to peel this off. And so there's our Gothic arch. So I love how this looks. I want to put though a little bit more of this on here. Whoa, I got a big drip. I can fix that. But I've been careful enough to wipe everything, of course. I'm just going to use that big blob up and kind of just spread it. You can just see like how much deeper it makes it. And then what? This dog's crazy. People come to my door all day and you don't hear a thing. The second it's dark outside and he hears the slightest noise, he is on it. So you can see there, like, I love how this is starting to look. So you can take this a step further. I really want this to dry. So the highlighter does have acrylic in it. This is our new highlighter. So where did it go? Where did I throw it? Here. This is just a new bottle. These are the bottles it was coming in, but I just like these ones more. So from now on, they're all going to come in this and you're going to see some fun stuff in a minute. But we also have something we just came out with liquid glass. Wait, it's fine. Liquid glass. So, I'm not sure. Show how dark I want to go. I can't, Karen, can you send me an email? I put my email in the description, because I can't see the chat so easily later. Just a bit of paintbrush now. So I'm going to grab out some of our liquid glass. Maybe. Yeah. I love this stuff. Always give it either a shake or a mix before you start because they do separate when they're sitting there. And then I'm just going to give it. And this one does not water activate, so you could keep your mask on there if you wanted to, but I'm not so bothered about it being perfect because I more care about the glass. So as long as I hit all the glass areas, it will make those colors a little bit richer. And you can layer it over the highlighter. So you see now it's got that really nice sheen. So it's like putting glossy accents on, but it's not as thick and dimensional, but it still gives it that super sheen. And the other thing you can do, I'm going to just tip some onto my mat here. And put the lid on. Thank you, Karen. Put my lid on here. Is you can add, so that's frappe re-inker. You could also just put your ink pad down and mix. You can also add your crackle, like your retro accents and things, if you want to make like really crackled old textured glass. But then when I do this, you see how it gives it that little tan tint? So now it looks like sepia glass. But you see none of my ink is moving. That's what I really love about it. You can see on there. Look how cute that looks. So that also works, and that gives you, that dries pretty fast too. And you can see, it's a nice way. The glossy accents and everything's great, but it's just like a paint. You could also paint on clear or use your mask and put clear ink down and put clear, ultra thick clear embossing powder over it and make the glass effect this way. I just like this because it's quick and it dries quickly and it's easy to do. So, and it really, to me, like it's got like a little bit of texture to it. So it kind of looks like that old glass as well. So there's that. So that's one idea and one way you can use your Gothic windows. You also could just take this here with some of our Whisper collage paper, which I just had in my hand. Let me grab out tag as well. Now you've all got me into tags. So it's my tag. This is our porous collage paper. And if I grab like Tim's Big Blocks, I'm going to use all of our leftover elements and we're going to turn it into some kind of tag by the end of it. So I'm going to grab out some fog here. We've got to grab some flat white. I'm actually going to do it kind of in reverse of this. Do you see how I can get these really nice impressions on here? And then I'm gonna go with some icy mist. And this stuff is fun because it really does take your dye inks, whereas a lot of the collage papers and things don't. This paper is our porous tissue paper. So this is called, I can't remember if it's Whisper or Mirage. You'll have to check which way round it is. I can't quite remember. I'm done with some fog. Okay. I have no idea what we're going to do with this tag, but we're going to make it look cool at some point. I'm just going to take what we've got on there. So what you can do is you can use this as adhesive because we're not going to waste what we've got on here. I'm just going to paint it all over my tag. And I'm going to stick this on top. And then I'm going to tint. Oh, this one's not quite dry. It's okay. I'm trying to tint just like inside of the window a little bit. But this is just a base layer anyway, so I'm not gonna like panic about it. So I'm just gonna leave that to the side. And as we do things and we have leftovers, we'll keep adding them to the tag. I'm gonna wash that afterwards and I'm gonna clean this up with some matte magic. Just like that. All right. All right, so on to our next Gothic window. Let's clean this one up so we can use it. Scrub buster. My pumpkin spice. I'm gonna miss pumpkin spice. We're going into our holiday scents. So here's something new and fun, and I want to share these with you because I'm really excited about them. So in tonight's mini release, we have these backgrounds. You get 10 sheets. 5 sheets are printed on a thinner white cardstock that we can ink on. So the idea being is here. Kind of going to fly through a few different ideas here. So they're all perforated. And they do have a little bit of a bleed. You can trim that off. And they're on a lighter weight cardstock just so that, because then we can print them in-house. And I need my misty. I can put it inside of here. I'm actually going to use that first arch just because for the purposes of what we're doing right now, it's going to be easier. And I'm going to position my stamp so this ghost fits right there. And even though it's on the angle, it doesn't matter because we're going to fussy cut this one out. But I'm going to show you a couple of different ways you can do it and some fun things you can do with these. So where's my black? Let's do it already. Here it is. I need a bigger desktop. Make sure my black is re-inked for Sunday. It's the one that always goes first. Okay, so let me show you with this one. So then you can fussy cut out your window. And you could use black embossing powder for a more opaque effect as well if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be just regular black ink, but I just wanted to show you that regular black ink is enough. Leave that one open. So you can see there's your element. And then all of a sudden you have that really cool ghost in the background already done. And there may or may not be a Christmas version coming of this. So you can do similar things with Christmas stuff as well. Aren't they cute? And then if you want to, you can still add like colors and things. So you can make the glass look stained. And you can make it look super creepy and spooky. And it's really obviously easy to do because you can just put it straight over the top like that. So you've got all of these scenes in here. So that's one way you can use these. Then another way you can use these, well, that's way one. Oh, and by the way, so the other thing we have coming tonight is are some more highlighters. So this is called Enchanted Ivy in the green. It's actually green with a gold shift. I'm going to give it a good shake up. And then this is Icy Mist Pearlescent. So they're super opaque. So if you wanted to do, I don't know, say for instance, I'm just going to grab this here. So if you wanted to make it like colored glass, you could mix this with liquid glass and it would color it. Or, ooh, I always forget to do that. These are brand new, so they're super juicy. But you can go in here and color in the glass. And you see it comes with that super fine brush. And the nice part is with this, say for instance, you get a blob like that, you can take a micro brush and then you can always just put some black over the top and it will cover up any, yay, Jen will be there on Sunday. You can cover up your faux pas just by going in with the black because they're super opaque. And you'll never know you made the mistake. So you can also use it to fix boo-boos, or if something doesn't stamp out perfectly, it's the same shade of black as Eclipse. So it makes your Eclipse glossy when you paint over it, but also if you like to get a little bit of a stamp that doesn't quite stamp out right, you can kind of fill it in and fix any of those little issues and things that you get as well. So that's another way, but you can do that. And then this is the blue. And the green has a shift in it. So if you put it on black, it's going to be more gold, kind of like a kaleidoscope powder. But this is your, it's got little robe hair. Yeah, Jen is on the Zoom. So if you're on the Zoom, we're going to do prizes at the end. So this one's nice. It's Icy Mist Pearl. So it's like a light blue. It's perfect for those spooky details or for doing snow-kissed because it's got a pearlescent in it as well. You can also just like if you want to do streaks in the window, if you want to accent your cobwebs. you see you can get those really kind of fine light details in there as well. So that's the Icy Mist Pearl. So there is a collection just for tonight. Let me find it quickly. I'll put it in it's in the description on YouTube. I'm going to put it in the chat here, and I'll put it over in the Zoom too. Here we go. And it includes the stamp set for next month, which we haven't got to yet, but that's one way that you can use them. Okay, so let's put that to the side. So you've got, you get 5 sheets. So this is sheet 1. Here's another sheet. I'm going to show you another way how to use these in a second with these. So they're super cool. So I'm going to take that one. I want to take this one. You also get this sheet, and then you get, and we're going to play with these in a minute, you get 2 printed on vellum, and you get 3 printed on transparency, like this. Sorry, 3 printed on vellum, 2 on transparency, like this. So I'm going to share with you some fun things we can do with those in a second as well. These also look really nice, like the vellum ones. I'll cut one for you. I don't have enough room on my desktop. So they are sized to be roughly, or not roughly, they are card front sized. You can also use these on tags, in collage, all that kind of thing. This is a nice weight vellum that you can do lots of different things with. So what I suggest you do is turn it over and then do your ink blending on the other side. So if I want to like add some icy mist down here. Maybe I want some green in the trees, like a nice Cotswold green, I think. Be good. Maybe a little bit of again, some fog. Little reading. So you can see like how just that little bit of color shines through and kind of starts to bring it to life. You also can stamp on the front side if you wanted to. So if you wanted to add, I don't know, maybe you wanted to add a witch standing in the mist here. We can do, ooh, we can do that. So you can kind of add your silhouettes. You could add bats. You've got some birds flying through there, but you know, you can add those extra things in there too. Incredible blast with the heat gun. And then what I really loved was I was just playing around earlier and I tried putting this, this is the ripple behind it. And it's kind of hard to see on camera, but the ripple behind, all of a sudden, not only does it make those colors pop, but the ripple gives it this like really eerie feeling, particularly if you take the ripple and you add some fog to it. Kind of highlight some of these areas, maybe even add like a little bit of icy mist. And if you're feeling super brave, maybe some remarkable. Like trying to be kind of light here. But that you don't even have to use your cloud stencil. You see how that little bit of texture in the background suddenly picks up on here and it makes it pop. And there you would have like a card pretty much done and a scene done. So that's another way you can do it. Or you can put behind it, where's the other one? This one also looks really pretty behind it. This is like the sea foam. So that one also makes it pop, but this kind of gives it that like natural eerie clouds. So you have like this instant texture behind it as well. So there's that as well. All right. So that's that. So that's another way you can use it. All right. I think these are really cool. I can see lots and lots of different different ways to use this. Let's talk about I'm going to use I know which one I want to use. Okay, so let's first of all start off with this. So this again, you can do the same thing. You can blend in some colors. So here we've got kind of like a little brook down here. I have so many ideas, I just don't know where to start. No, these are in the bundle, Jen. So the bundle you're going to get there's 10 sheets, 5 on paper, and then 2 on transparency, 3 on vellum. You're going to get both the new highlighters. You're going to get the new shaker pieces because the acetates, I feel like you can turn into these really cool shakers. Just haven't got there with you guys yet. And then you're also going to get the new flake release, which I need to still dive into. We've got tons of stuff still to talk about. And then this is next month's stamp set. So that will also be in there. So this is Winter Scenes, and this will be next month's Lift Your Spirits on the 14th, I think, from memory. So yeah, so there's all of that. So I'm just going to pick this one down here. I'm going to add some icy mist. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing down there. That's why I like these little brushes, because they just let you poke all these details in. I'm going to grab out some Cotswold. And I'm just using the ink that I've got on there. You see how it's like kind of misty and spooky? I don't want to like remove that. You can also use your colored pencils over the top and you can add like even more colors and details and stuff. And then I'm going to go in with my fog. Maybe even a little bit of my cloud stencil if I knew where I put it down. My fog's getting really dry. I've been using my fog a lot, actually. Way more than I ever used to. And so you can see just that little bit of cloud texture. You have these like instant card fronts, and you could, stamp your witch or your pumpkin or something here if you wanted to as well. You could stamp some of your dark woods over it. And if you want to add like a little bit of drama to it, like if you want something kind of really, grab your snow flurries. And you can actually turn these into winter scenes too. So we'll be doing this over with that. I'm gonna just you see how I take in the white? I'm even just going to soften it down. So I'm going off of the cloud stencil. Just to kind of create the mist. And then I take my finger and I'm softening. So there's not like a thing. But you see how it's just kind of creating this real, very kind of lifelike mist on there as well. I need a fog reinker too. I didn't order fog in the first one. But you see how it creates this like real mistiness on here? I'm like obsessed with how this kind of works with the snow flurries. Like it's so fun. So you can do that. And you could even take your highlighter and add details. You can add snow, you can add glitter, you can add all these things. But tonight I'm going to keep it more on the Gothic, and in the weekend I'll also grab a set out and we'll use it, and I'll show you how you can turn them, and we'll have winter scenes and things too. So this is another way that you can create like these instant cover, and they look so cool. And if you want to, you could add in the dark woods here, you could add an owl sitting in the tree, you can have bats flying across, you can add a moon. So you could do one of these. And I love that they're perforated too. So I'm going to take this one and my icy mist. So I keep using the icy mist on the ground, not just because it looks like, to me, it just kind of gives it that moonlit look. I'm going to go for this being a moonlit sky. And we're going to take, so for moonlit, I always like pinks, purples, oranges, like that kind of thing. So I'm going to go in with some bubble tea and just start by giving it a nice pink hue. And like this one would be so pretty with a Christmas scene on it, but we're going to go spooky tonight. I'm going to take some, I'm going to go blueberry cheesecake. So blueberry cheesecake here. So you can either freehand the clouds or you can use your stencil. Or if you want to do something really fun. Okay, so if you're going to do this, first thing you're going to do is smush some ink here and put the lid on your ink pad, because you cannot use it like this afterwards. You'll see what I mean in a second. So you can take where I have this white, and this is now going to be your ink palette. And so we're going to take this and we're basically going to make a chalky version of our blueberry cheesecake. So you see it kind of becomes misty and icy, but it's tinted with our snow flurries. And because this is toner ink under, that's how I'm able to do the smudging with my fingers. But you do need to wash this brush because it now has white pigment in it. So you need to wash this brush before you use it again with your colored inks. Okay, so just bear that in mind. I'm going to put mine to the side so another one has to be washed. So I also want to add like a splash of orange. I want some red luster. Where's my red luster? I don't want too much. I want to like take a lot off my stencil first. And you notice how I'm still, even though, because I know there's a little bit of white in here and it will still pick up some of those colors. You see like how kind of spooky this looks? And I've got this mist going on down here again, which I'm loving. Like the mist trick is really fun. And I'm going to go back my white. and soften. And I'm going to add a moon. So we have that lovely moon stamp. So I'm going to start by inking it with fog. And then I'm going to add some eclipse black. And I don't know my black one. Where did my black go? Yeah, I just keep putting stuff aside and now I'm losing it. So I'm going to grab out this one. So I'm going to just dab in some black. And then finally, because you always want to use pigment last, I'm going to take my white. Okay. And I'm trying to just kind of like muddy it and gray it. Look how pretty that moon is. I'm actually going to give it a tiny spritz with water. Mr. Perfect. I think this one. No, that has alcohol in it. Water. Water. I'm going to give it one spritz with water and stamp it down. And so you see now, I got that perfect like moonlit sky. And look how beautiful the shading in that moon is. Like, I love how that looks. So it's just kind of like that finishing touch of adding the moon in there. So that's another way you can use them. Now I want to show you a way to use them again with the Gothic arches. So I'm going to use this same stamp that we used before. I just need to give it a quick wipe. Squid buster. Okay. So here's one other way you can use them. So let's grab this one. I mean, this is not the only, actually I have one more, and then I want to get onto the acetate ones. So I'm going to keep this that. And we're going to use our black again. And put it down. That's my smusher. So I wish I'd kept my mask intact. Maybe I can kind of rescue it. Or maybe I'll have to make another one. So we're going to need another mask. Oh, it's shifting. Let me stamp that again and get another one. What should we use? There's one with a werewolf. I want him. No post tonight, Mary. It's just we were doing giveaways over on the Zoom. Do this one. I'm so glad we have black re-inkers and I can re-ink all of these again. And of course, you can use these panels for anything. You don't have to just stamp the Gothic windows over. You can use them as backgrounds. You could put, when we do Christmassy ones, you can put Santas and snowmen and all these kinds of things in there. So here is how it looks. Okay. And let's grab out another piece of the masking paper. Okay. It should never be left unattended in the craft paper. I just throw everything down. We had masking paper when it came. So my new craft room is very small, and I'm very good at throwing things to the side and then not knowing where they landed. And I have more masking paper right here. I can just imagine you can all see it and you're screaming at it, but it's like big, it's 8.5 by 11. How can I lose it? It's a leftover piece. This will work fine. So I'm going to do the same thing. As we did the first time. And the only reason I'm choosing this window is because it's easy for me to cut out live. The other windows, you actually have more of an aperture. So at the weekend, we'll try some of those at the retreat. Because this really will make the most beautiful stained glass windows. So I'm doing the same thing, cutting it out in one piece. We have two masks essentially. Oh, night, babe. Guess he's still here. Hopefully you got home okay. I'll text you when we're done. So it's like, what time is it there? Like you finished at 8 was 3, so it's 4 o'clock in the morning nearly there. So I'm doing the same thing. He's laughing at me because I've been reading like crazy. I got my reading obsession back, which I'm loving. And I've been I read like 6 books in the last week. I read the Dan Brown Origin book in the last 3 days, less than 3 days. And that's just like reading in the pickup line and stuff like that for school. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to do what we did before. Just adding some color and depth to this. And I want to take some of my black and I want to firm up the side of the window so you don't kind of see his body like that. And you see, because it's the same shade as the eclipse, you would never know it's there. It's going to be glossy, but I'm going to make all of it glossy, so you're not going to notice that either. So I'm just making the other side match. Just going to take my black brush and just brush it up. So this one looks super dark and eerie. I'm actually going to add a little bit of color. Oh, what do you like to read, Mary? Like there's kind of like some red in the glass, maybe a little bit of yellow in our glass. Maybe some green. So you see how I haven't necessarily been precise with the color in the stained glass, but it just gives you the idea. And that's all you want, is you want to give the person looking at it be like, oh, it's colored stained glass. Okay, I got it. So I want this to dry for a second. Put a quick blast with the heat gun. And I'm going to, what's my white or my blue? Let's take the new blue. So again, just shake these before use because we don't want anything to separate and you want your color to be as strong as possible. I'm just going to kind of give it those like flashes. Like smears almost. And you can stencil with this and do all kinds of things. I'm going to show you all kinds of cool techniques with these highlighters. You can kind of see it's got like that little bit of shimmer to it. And I'm hoping this is dry. Looks like it. So I'm going to grab some liquid gloss again. I'm hoping everything's dry enough. I mean, obviously at home you can make sure everything's dry. And I'm just going to paint a quick coat of liquid glass. Now, as I say, you could, at this point, you could smush down your clear ink and you could do ultra thick embossing if you wanted to. But I'm just going to use some liquid glass. No free shipping tonight, but there will be at the retreat at the weekend. But we'll also be using all this at the weekend. So if you want to use it alongside me in the retreat, then you will need it for that. So when you peel this mask off, you see you have this perfect window. And your window is all nice and glossy. But we're not quite there yet. So I'm going to give this another blast with the heat gun. Now, some of you may panic at the next step, but stick with me. So, come on, come on. So cover up your window, and as long as you've covered the glass part, now bear in mind you've just put the liquid glass on there. Hopefully it's dry enough. So you don't have to panic too much. As long as your kind of panel is covered, I would say that, you know, it's kind of worth doing. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper because I don't want to have to clear up, but you don't have to grab the scrap paper. And then I want you to take your marker ball and cover the whole panel. I know, I know, I know. I know you will think I'm being crazy. And I don't even ink blend. I literally do it this because I want it to be this dark and heavy that it's literally like a pitch black. Like I've almost like I've used black cardstock. Aren't they fun? I came up with these and my friend Kristen's been helping with packaging and we're getting ready for the retreat and I'm teaching in Georgia at a retreat and things. And I showed her this idea and she's like, she's very much into the Gothic. Like she loved all the tags and everything I did. And she said, these are so cool. She could like see my vision. So you want to let this dry for a second, and then we're going to go in with our snow flurries and our sneak peek right here. And I like to stipple to get some like, mine's going to be black. To stipple to get some dark areas, and then put this down, and then I'll like swipe so I get lights and darks. So you see, like I like stipple, and then I can't very lightly swipe. Yeah, we're gonna have lots of these panels for different occasions, and we'll have some holiday ones and all this stuff. So then you end up with like these white, and you'll want to heat set these at home, or put some embossing powder over them, or you know, something to preserve them. I'm not going to for now, just because we're going to keep rolling through this. I'm already like overrunning. So hopefully you don't mind sticking with me for a little bit longer. We have all weekend to craft, and these are what our retreats are like. Like we just roll through ideas and techniques. I'm trying not to like spread all the ink, which is why I'm kind of being hit. Ah, it wasn't dry. That's what I was afraid of. So my liquid glass has dried on my mask. So if that happens to you, if you heat it, it will release because it like melt it just a tiny bit. And then you can take this. This is the highlighter. Heat set it or embossing powder for the white. We just add a little bit of extra mist. And I would defy anyone to really know that that was there. And I mean, you would need to trim it to square it up, but then you have this really cool window with that. Or you could fussy cut it out and lift it up. You know, all those kinds of fun things. You could do your Gothic arch in embossing powder. You could, as I say, you could do really anything you want. But like, I love how these panels just look through there. I mean, I might add that to my tag. I kind of feel like I want to add that to my tag. Like that's going to be something like that. So that's another thing. Last thing, I think. Actually, no, two things. Two more quick things, I promise, and then I'll let you guys go. So another way you can embellish these, and you can do it on, I want to do it on this one because I don't know, something about this feels like it should be. So I'm going to take some foil fusion glue. One keeps texting me. Where's my pin? Where's my lock of love? I don't have my own locks of love in here. Let me grab one. I love how everything's so close. We can just go with it. Oh gosh. No, 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 don't fall. Okay. So, say for instance, like this one here, and we'll cover this more at the weekend. But say you want to like kind of make these look ethereal or snowy or whatever you want to do. So this is our foil fusion glue. This needs to dry for a few minutes. I'm going to put it to the side while we talk about the other panel. That's why I wanted to grab this one first. And I wanted to grab out, why not? There we go. These transparents. So you will feel the side that we printed is going to feel matte and the other side is going to feel pretty shiny. So I like to work on the shiny side. You can work on whichever one you want. And I would recommend putting a piece of cardstock underneath. So I'm going to cut one of these panels. I'm just to the side just for space's sake. So cut it at 5.5 and 4.25. Which one is it? I'm going to go with this one. And I'm going to cover this more at the weekend because I really want to share with you different ways you can do this. So this, where's my bottle? It was water. I just had a spray bottle that had alcohol. This is my alcohol blending solution. And that one has alcohol in it. So the nice thing with this is you could like ink blend on a piece of paper and put it on top as I showed you before. Or the other way that you can do this is with your alcohol inks. So you can grab out your bottle. Maybe. And you can extend your colors. And I'm just going to show you with one color and we'll kind of dive back into this. We'll have to dive into it a little bit later because we're way overrunning on tonight's live and I don't want Zoom to cut us off. So I'm going to add blending solution. You can also use extender, whichever one you want. And I'm going to grab so I have my pinata colors here. I'm gonna grab some rainforest green. I'm gonna mist it. Now, bear in mind, I'm working on a transparency. So you can either work with your like your felt tools. And I'm actually gonna dedicate a whole hour in our live on Sunday to working with these acetate panels because I want to show you some really cool things you can do with them. And we're also going to have a time to talk about alcohol inks and different things. So I just kind of want to give you a sneak peek, as it were. Right, let that dry for a second. Come on. And so you can do this with any acetate. And I actually sneak peek. So in Inktoberfest, we have an acetate you can stamp on with your dye inks. This stuff is amazing. We've been playing with it. It's so cool. So you can either use it like this side up, or I really like to turn it over. And you see like how ethereal that looks, like the mist rising up. And then, you can obviously bring things coming down too. So, and then you can, stick it down. You could add some foil elements on there. Like so many things you can do. You can stamp with this with your archival inks as well. So, but like, look how cool. I don't want it to. Look how pretty that looks. With like that, can you see like the color of the mist just coming up and how eerie that looks? It's like an instant panel. So I love how it kind of creates these like instant panels. And then the other thing you can do, of course, is you can pop this up on foam. So I want to create some shakers in our pots at the weekend. But if you have some foam tape, I've got right here. I have any tape here, but if you have foam tape, and then we have in tonight's bundle, I picked out some Halloween colors. So this is Copper Penny. This is Grinchy Green, because it's just what it reminded me of. And this is called Rising Fog, I think. And these are shaker elements. They're super light because the only thing with shakers is I find they can add a lot of weight to your card. So what you can do is obviously add foam tape around the edges and then have these underneath and create your own shaker cards too. And if you want to, you can double dip a little bit. So if I take, why I had to pick up the one was attached to the one with the foil. That wasn't my brightest idea. But if you double dip like this, so if you take the transparency one and you put it over this one, and then add, we're going to do like the mock version. So you can have your shaker and have those elements in between. And the other thing is these silver ones in particular, you can color with your alcohol ink. So if, for instance, you want to add a little bit of this green, we can color them. And I'm going to show you how to do that at the weekend. So we're going to go through all of that stuff and do that. There'll be a little bit of an agenda. I'll send it out ahead of time. We're going to talk about shakers, we're going to talk about alcohol inks, we're going to talk about Christmas panels, all kinds of fun stuff. So, but like these are super versatile, and I think they really make the Gothic Windows stamp set, like really make it sing. I mean, I've created total chaos here. So, the last thing I was going to show you, let's see if I can get this glue to dry quickly. Because usually if you work with this and it's pretty thin, it will work pretty fast. So one final way, I'm gonna give it a quick blast with my heat gun. So ideally you want to wait till this glue dries naturally, and it'll dry pretty quickly. I mean, like 15, 20 minutes. I should have done it at the beginning, it would have been a lot better. You've got butterflies here. You could turn these into butterflies or bats, depending on what you're doing. I was going to try and make this one more enchanted and pretty. And we'll, as I say, we'll play more at the weekend with it. But what you can do is, this is the new foil collection, and it is called Enchanted. So you've got like a light gold. You have what I called Egyptian gold, because that's kind of what it reminded me of, was like mummy's tombs. This is the green. I can't remember. I came up with really cool names. You have to go check out the listing. I came up with these really cool names. Here's the chocolate. This is the blue. I called neon lights because it was just like the neon lights. And then this is I call it Princess Pink. It's more like a little lilac, but I was kind of thinking it would work. But Deborah did the alchemy anthology. I want it all bundle. So I turned it off because we had the sale on. If you want it, Deborah, send me an email and I can make it happen. So I'm going to just put this on top, and I'm also going to put this one on top. As I say, typically you want this to be dry before you do this, but I'm hoping I can kind of make it work. And all these pieces we can keep and reuse. I'm just going to put them on my little toolbox over there. And I'm just going to take this and very gently rub. The glitter brushes are actually really good at this, but I'm going to use my rainbow powder just because it happens to be here. But you see how you can just add like metallic accents as well? And all of a sudden now this one suddenly looks like magical and fun. And I would love to like splatter some foil fusion in here and turn these into really fun panels as well. So we'll play with those at the weekend, and we'll create some more, like, as I say, you can see how I'm going to kind of get that vision of creating Christmas panels. And again, you could do the same thing, just put the Gothic window over the top or make it into stained glass. I want to show you how to do like stained glass nativity and things like that as well. So we'll have all of those kinds of fun things coming up as well. So yeah, so that is everything for tonight, but we have to do winners. So hang on 1 second. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so winners for tonight. Tilly, 1, 2, or 3? Just pick one. Just pick 1, 2, or 3.
2.
2. So that would be Jen. So congrats, Jen. I will send you a gift card if I can find a pen to write it. And then I'm going to pick one person on YouTube to win a free entry to our retreat at the weekend. So you have to still be here to be eligible to enter, and you have to have left a comment. So if you haven't got a ticket for the retreat at the weekend and you want to get one, leave a comment over in the YouTube chat right now. I'll give you a couple of seconds to type one in. I know it's a little bit delayed, so I'll give you a second, and then I'm going to get Tilly to tell me when to stop, and we will pick a winner for someone to win the retreat entry. Oh, tired bunny behind me. Yeah, it's bedtime after this. All right, turn around so you can't see. Tell me when to stop. So, Shaman Jones is our winner for a retreat. So Shaman, send me an email. The email is in the video description down below. If you didn't win your entry, let me get you the link. Give me 1 second. You can still sign up. As I say, it's $1 minimum. Oreo. And then if you want tonight's collection details, if you're watching recorded in the description below, or I just put it in the chat for you as well. So everything in there as well. So thank you so much for hopping on with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed Lift Your Spirits. Our next Lift Your Spirits will use this stamp set. You can grab it in the store right now in that same collection I just linked up for you. And we'll be making winter scenes with some really cool different things. And we'll be doing that on Tuesday, October 14th. So usually it's the second Tuesday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. This one was the third Tuesday, just because it's been super early in September. But that's what we have coming up. So thank you everyone for hopping in. Don't forget to hit subscribe, thumbs up, all those kinds of things. And I will see you all in the next video. Happy crafting.